is a waterfall of windmills and rockets and empty baskets. In my heart is a waterfall, bleeding pine trees and lit up windows and poison arrows. In my heart is a waterfall of silver linings and dirty laundry and bedtime hate. In my
Hello, how are you? How has your Thursday been? Mine has been fairly okay. I called out yet another professor for readings that were, pretty much all old white guys, and mentioned yet again that there are so many other voices out there writing about this stuff. My school is heavily into depth psychology, which is Jungian analysis, or Jungian psychology, whatever you want to call it. They haven't mentioned Clarissa Pinkola Estes at all. And yet, she is, very, very famous and a Jungian analyst. It was actually a woman. See, I don't know. I've been trying to wait for her to be brought up. Because admittedly, mostly we have been studying, sorry, I've got something in my eye. We've been mostly studying, psychology and religion and consciousness, and how they intersect, because we're in like the beginning classes of this particular thing. And like, I'm hoping that maybe they plan to bring her in later, but I'm beginning to have doubts. And I'm beginning to think that I am going to be the one. And also the 2 and the 3, because I'm going to keep speaking. Because, and I'm also the one that continually brings up, race and slavery and, colonization and the fact that the church is heavily behind, most of the colonization that happened. Most of the ways that science was used to control things, also church related. Like, the church is the founder of the AMA. So, yeah, I am, and maybe the problem is that I'm a student of history. That might be the issue here. Whatever it is determined to stay in my eye. But yeah, I keep bringing up things, and this particular professor, I don't think she likes it. Like the look on her face keeps saying that she doesn't necessarily appreciate the things that I say. You know, like after I spoke today about how the church, you know, is heavily responsible, regardless of the fact that you want to split it up into church and science. The church had its greedy fingers in science really heavily. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things progress. And plus, she is very, I'm pretty sure she is a consistent micromanager, because she's like, you know, I don't want you to read ahead. She locks the next module. You know, the week before it, she locks it. Because she doesn't want us to read ahead, and she doesn't want us to do our discussion questions until after we've met in class and she's had the chance to add her 2 cents to anything we've discussed in class. And we are supposed to watch her lecture before we do any of the readings, so that we're prepared for them. And I just feel like it's a good thing that our semesters are short, or seem short. It's a very good thing, because I have a strong impression that this lady is not going to like my voice. So, now that I've, spewed all that academia drama on you, hello, how is everybody? The crown and number is because YouTube has decided to make commenting into, a competition. And so it gives you points and rankings based on how many comments you make. I kind of understand the why of it, but it gives me the ick, If you comment, I want you to just comment. I don't want there to be any sort of a competition behind commenting. Yeah. Hello. Yes. And personally, I find that if you leave it where it says top commenters, if you leave it on that, a lot of the comments you don't get to see, and it sucks. That makes sense. I was watching them change last time and so confused. Yes. I've never quite figured it out, but I think Jenna might be right. Hello. Yeah, he is a she. She's going in a book. Exactly. It does. It really does. And, she's from South Africa. Hey. There's not that many crumbs in there. You're eating my goddamn... I can't say that online. Stop that. Pickle the veggies. Yeah. Exactly. Sir? Stop it. Alright. For those of you that don't know, I have rugs all over my, the floor in my office, the uninsulated floor in my office. Hey! And Damon's treat, that he gets when we get in here is a crunchy dog treat. So, yeah. You can put 2 and 2 together there. I mean, I feel like it was, But I don't think she was necessarily being lazy. I think she really truly believes these are good, solid resources. And honestly, I used one of the readings that she had us read to disprove everything she was saying. So that went well for her. Not yet. It's coming. And actually, I haven't double checked it, but I heard that Jim Cantori is on his way here. Um, so, gosh, I really hope not. I don't know. It doesn't seem to say where he is on this channel. Or on his Facebook page, that is. I'll do some more checking, but yeah. Someone said that he was on his way to North Carolina, and I was like, fuck. So I have all the things charging. And yeah, North Carolina is not good with snow. Like, I'm not from here, and I just try to stay home because they can't drive in this. Jim Cantori is the storm tracker from the Weather Channel, and he is the one that they send to the places where the weather's trash. You know, if the weather's going to be super bad in a place, you know, like when Hurricane Katrina hit, when Hurricane Helene hit, Jim Cantori is the one they sent. You know, he's the one that shows up, and the Waffle Houses end up closed. And like, I know that if you're Canadian, that seems like a weird measure, but here in the States, the Waffle House closures are an actual governmental measure of how bad an emergency situation is. There are Waffle Houses all up and down the East Coast, and they're kind of migrating inward, but they stay open for like everything. And Waffle House it's a special place. Like, you go there and you can get, you know, coffee and waffles, and you can also, you know, watch the line cook beat the freaking snot out of somebody for saying terrible things to him, and then wash his hands and go back to cooking. I'd like to just confidently say wash his hands, but it's a maybe. Waffle House closures, yes, exactly. And you know, Waffle House in general is not closing for just about anything. Like, you know, they're just not willing to be closed. And if they are closed, it is because shit has hit the literal fan, and everything is currently situation fucked. So, yeah, usually where Jim Cantori goes, Waffle House closures go. So yeah. And he's got a Facebook page actually. What the fuck? Stupid thing. At any rate, so here is The Waffle House is not closed yet. Um, our Waffle House actually said this might be the first snowstorm in a decade that they're closing for. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like I'm not finding any verification. Um, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, yeah. That's fine. Make the Waffle House jokes. I'm cool with it. Look at you. You got glitter on your face. Uh, so yeah. That said, the point of me bringing that up was, while I do intend to do more sprints this week, maybe, maybe not. You know, it depends on whether I have power. Uh, you know, that sort of thing. You know, and Monday night it's supposed to be like a low of like 6 degrees or some stupid shit like that. So yeah, and the biggest problem here in North Carolina is that the people here cannot handle precipitation of any sort. And the more solid it becomes, the worse their driving gets. Like their driving is not great in rain. It gets worse, you know, successively worse. Like I lived in Colorado, and this was just a fucking Tuesday, and you went on about your business, and everybody drove right, and you know, it just was a much more functional area in regards to snow or any kind of precipitation. This place, the whole of North Carolina, is not. Yeah. And you're talking about Sarah's George, who is in Texas, and those people can't drive on ice or snow. They mm, they're not equipped. Um, I am here. And we've been going on and on about the incoming storm. That was my assumption. Oh, your brother George. Well, oh shit. He lived in North Carolina? Oh yeah. I bet he did miss the drivers in Maryland. Yeah, in so many ways. Um right? Ah, so yeah, I your brother knew the pain of which I speak, Jenna. All right. Um, we're now almost 20 minutes into the hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop us into our first sprint of the evening, all the magic, and I will see you on the other side. So, because, school stuff and studying religion, I joined the American Academy of Religion. And I was just reading their newsletter that they send out. And there is an event coming up on February 12th. It is called Wild Women and Just Water, a Ronning Center Conversation. The Ronning Center is, I believe, at the University of Alberta. I am totally attending online, but there's also in-person attendance, and either way, it like the online thing is free, and I don't know if the in-person is free, but that is the link for it if you are interested in yeah. Yeah, they are. So, yeah, if you're interested in attending, whether online or if you're in Canada and close by it and want to go, there is an in-person option. I don't know how much the in-person option is. I knew my ass wasn't going to be in Canada, so I didn't check. But yeah, it's in February. Yeah, February 12th. So if you are interested, check it out. It it looks fascinating. They also have a religion and gender studies event that the American Academy of Religion is showing, and it's a webinar. Ooh. I'm definitely going to check it out. Because it's in later February. It's included in my membership. Ooh. So I don't think that one would be free to the public. But yeah. How did you do? Obviously, we see I was reading emails. I did start to write, and then I remembered the emails and went, oh, I should check those. I gotta do stuff. Yes, that was a duck. That was my my alarm to tell me that it is time to dose the doggo. So, yeah. But it's also time to dose me with the allergy stuff. And I have too many freaking containers in this thing. Like, there it is. I've got my progesterone in here because I take that at 11. Got my allergy meds. Got this whole freaking thing for the dog. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking at Sarah's video. I just realized she put out. Absolutely, it was a duck. 671 words. Excellent. Jess. Okay, I was looking away and went, what the fuck is that? Edmonton is the capital and it's pretty left. Can't spell. Edmonton is the home of the University of Alberta. Ain't no judgment. My dogs have health insurance. I don't know if they'd cover my dog at this point. You know, last year alone, I spent 6,600 roughly on him. Oh, I see why you had to. Yeah, yeah, I see why. Yes, YouTube is just trying to hold you very closely. All right. On that note, I'm gonna I'm gonna go and dose my dog, and you know, I can believe it. I got it for them the day we adopted them, and there's a yearly 15,000 limit. Yeah, I spend like every 3 months, roughly 150 in medication for him. Um, and then there's the testing. You know, we have to check his phenobarb levels and his oh look, there's my other reminder. Um, in about 5 minutes it'll start playing music again. Uh, but they have to check his levels of phenobarb, and then they also have to check, how his organs are taking all this flippin' medication, and that ends up being about 500 a pop. Um, my vet works around things and does her best to get me the cheapest price she can possibly get, but it's a cost. And this is why a lot of dogs with epilepsy are sent to their final sleep. It's not because the people don't care, it's because it is ridiculously expensive to care for a dog with or a person with epilepsy. Um, there's just, especially at least in the U.S. Like, I know it's not like that elsewhere, at least for humans. I don't know about dogs, but yeah, it's rough. So share my books, buy my books. Help me feed and care for a dog that is fully epileptic forever. All right, here we go. Jesus, we're in sprint number 2. I've been talking way too much. All the magic, and I'll see you on the other side. How did you do? How did you do? Excuse me. I've just been kind of drifting. uh, that particular class is difficult for me, so it kind of, I don't know, melts my brain a bit. Let's see, where? There we are. Wait, wind sigh already. Power went out for a few minutes, but came back for now. Good luck. All the luck. I can believe it, Jenna. I'm in southern Wisconsin. The wind has been awful, and the bulk of the storm will have passed us in a few hours. Our power has been flickering, but not gone out. Hey, let's hope it stays that way. Just under 1,000 words for a total of 1,660. Love it. Yeah, so I got registered for 2 things in February. I'm not even trying to count those for my independent research. That's just my own independent research outside of the school stuff. Let's hope the wind dies down by the time the storm gets to me. Yes, same. Because, golly, we don't need it to be windy and icy here. People here can't deal with icy driving, much less windy ice driving. Major ice storm this weekend may shut down travel for days and lead to long-lasting power outages. That's fun. On the upside, my paintbrushes and other paints should be here tomorrow if FedEx isn't lying once again. I mean, they absolutely could be, but who knows? This is the first time they have given any sort of, you know what? The weather radar for most of the weather places is trash. And we hate it. I'm just trying to see, what's coming, and it's being less than cooperative. Let's see. I got a snack and saved a document. Love that. I don't know what Mother Nature is on, but she needs to get off of it. Somebody suggested sacrificing virgins on Facebook. I suggested we sacrifice PDF files daily until, morale improves, essentially. It's going down to -40 here on Saturday. Yeah, it's my understanding that you guys need to watch out for exploding trees. I'm sorry. That's terrible. I went into town just to get dog food just in case. Yes. Good plan. I have plenty of dog food currently. Let's see. Our forecast is -21. Ooh, I've got spoiled chickens, no virgins to be had. They crack and slaw off chunks, but they don't usually explode dramatically. That's good. So yeah, like I said, I feel like we could just start sacrificing PDF files, just daily until, the weather seems appeased. And we could start at the top of the food chain for PDF files. We know exactly where he is at all times. He's either at the White House or Mar-a-Lago. I haven't heard of that. Yeah, our news loves to broadcast the most dramatic shit possible, so YouTube is wild out tonight in the funniest ways. Yes. You get frost heave and the river here will boom too. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Um, that's some interesting happenings. Did some reading over 235 words. Yes. Isn't it though? I just love it. Um, most dramatic distractions. Sometimes more like yes, yes. That is what our news is generally going for. Um, so yeah. All right. What are we in? We're in sprint number 3. Holy shit. It's 10:30. If any of you have to leave earlier than the end of our 4 sprints, I fully understand. We are running so far behind. I've been extra chatty tonight. I have no regrets, but here we are. We get frost quakes. The first one of those I heard, I thought a car hit the house. Oh, that's fun. That's super fun. All right, here we go. All the magic, and I'll see you on the other side.
there's logical, kind of calculated rationale. There's a little bit of empathy behind it, but also it's
Oh,
kind
shit.
of tempering that very.
Forgot to pause the video. If you're wondering, I am watching Witch and Scythe's most recent video. So let's see, where were we? Here we are. Just saw our Prime Minister was uninvited to the Board of Peace with its $1 billion price tag. Oh dear, not. Agreed. Like, the Board of Peace is an absolute farce, and I would be ashamed of any leader that fell for it, to be honest. Trump is the worst of con men. And anybody believing that he is setting up anything good is I have bridges to sell them. Let's see, Linda, I've seen weather warnings for them, but never heard one. The river booming, yeah, I'm like 100 yards off, and the trees cracking, you hear too, yeah. Apparently Carney already declined the invitation because he's an intelligent man. So of course Mango Mussolini had to make it look like it was his idea. Yes, his idea of saving face is a weird little tweet on X, and it gives the ick. Exactly, such a pathetic baby. Yes. We got a bunch of frostquakes one year, but it was the first time I'd experienced one in my lifetime. Hello, Jordan. Louise, Linda, you ladies are the best. I love your takes on things. I really, really do. Let's see. Linda, Louise, I don't like your Prime Minister Carney. Canadian Prime Minister Carney is doing a fantastic job if we consider that he has to deal with our Mango Mussolini running the country/meth lab just below him and making ridiculous demands of all. Like, who in their right mind tries to just up and decide, I should have Greenland? What? Be so fucking for real. Big time this, yes. And agreed. Thank you for your patience with that, dear neighbors. Most people did not realize how deep the rot went. I'm really glad to have an experienced economist at the helm right now, and given his work as governor of the banks of Canada and England, he has the diplomatic connections we need right now. Yes. And the deals he's making with other countries to just completely cut off any need from the US, chef's kiss. Like, good job, my guy. Good job. Carney's calm and intelligence is exactly what we need. The irony is that a conservative prime minister appointed him as governor of the Bank of Canada when he refused to come in as deputy finance minister. And it's also, the calm and intelligence is exactly what many of us here in the US wish we had. Or that we should take notes from. Yeah. It's hard to go wrong with an intelligent, educated man with strong family ties, great morals, and a plan to get things done. Oh, yes. I get that, my friend, but so far from him, not much has changed for Canada positively from my perspective. I can't speak to that so much because I personally am not super read up on what is going on in Canada beyond, the ways that Carney is circumventing all of the bullshit coming from our Mango Mussolini. So from that perspective, from that outside perspective, and not being super knowledgeable about what he is specifically doing for Canada beyond that, I still think he's doing a magnificent job. reviewed 16 pages of edits from my editor and took notes. Yes, I love it. Did some scrolling and read a bit. Love that. I'm wondering if I should print out what I have written of my novel so I can save my laptop battery if the power. Yes. The answer is yes. And, if you're in the path of these storms, charge everything. Get it all charged up. Made it to page 182 of 379 in Rose of the Deadlands by Jesse Sprague. Sprague? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm reading tonight instead of writing. I love it. Yes. Hello. I could be wrong, and this is my opinion. Yes, we fully understand that. Hi, Angela. All of Greenland. No. Exactly. Or call it the Gulf of America. I know. It's so embarrassing. Yes, I knew what you meant. Opinion. -7 here now. Oh my gosh. I would print it. It's expected to be a day or two of this at least. Yeah. I think he's doing a magnificent job too with what he has to work with. He's tireless. Oh, that's so awesome. I think Carney is so busy making trade deals and keeping our GDP up and employment where it's been that there hasn't been time for him to personally work on national stuff. But it will come. Don't usually like to sacrifice that much paper, but it is a must, I fear. You are correct. It is a must. We have a solar generator to run things. Oh, I love it. I would print and save your work, my friend. Yes, exactly. All right. Here we go. Fourth and final sprint of the evening. I have been chatty Kathy, and no regrets. I am actually. Come here, you. I'm gonna read. I got this magazine while I was out days ago. Still have not read it. Going to sit here and read it tonight. I don't have classes for a few days, and I have time to get those readings done, so I'm going to read this. All the magic, and I will see you on the other side. did you do? How did you do? That was our fourth and final sprint of the evening. You know, because it's now almost midnight here on the East Coast. So, yeah. How did you do? Okay, here we are. Are any of you joining Publish and Thrive with Sarah? I joined it years ago, so I'm still in it. Yeah, Linda doesn't do YouTube stuff. Louise, I have a friend from Calgary. That's cool. Where are you? I did Publish and Thrive some time ago. I keep meaning to redo it. Yeah, I have nothing on my YouTube channel. It only exists because I have Gmail. Yes. I'm from Ireland, Louise. Are you still in Ireland? Okay, Linda, I just wanted to follow you. Ireland is cool. It is. Thanks. My website is my name just as it appears here. So lindaghill.com if you want to follow her there. Let's see. I did Publish and Thrive, but not since she redid the parts. Made it to page 206 out of 379. Excellent work. Edited 2 videos for TikTok. Love it. I'll be going through it fresh. Yes. 59 words and got the blogging done. Yes. 1,784 words tonight for me, as always. Thanks for hosting. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. I have a few timers on my timer that I created, but that's it. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I will definitely be in Jenna's sprints tomorrow night, probably, you know, power allowing, and I'll do sprints again this weekend if, you know, power allows. I didn't finish the first time because my grandpa got real sick and we almost lost him, so I quit. Absolutely. Yes. Timers on my channel is what I intended to time. No worries. So yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more sprints this weekend, but with the weather coming, no guarantees. In the meantime, thank you for being here. You are all so appreciated, and I hope you have the best night. And may you all wake rested, refreshed, and ready to kick the crap out of your day.
In my heart is a waterfall.